All right, there we go. It was showing it was showing an error when I went to go live. I was like, oh, all right, sure. It's Mercury retrograde. Why not? Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, depending on where you're calling in from. I feel like that gives away my age in a heartbeat. Not that also doing this and this doesn't, but I spent much of my early 20s on conference calls and showing up to calls and hosting calls and training on calls. And so it was always just a phone call with nobody else. Like, you can't see. It was just a phone call back then. And it was always like, welcome to the call. Where are you calling from? Random person I cannot see. Anyways, hello. Hi. Welcome to our last YouTube Live of the summer. I am officially done, and I'm going to be taking a lovely, lovely summer break. And so we are here for a business Q&A free-for-all. This is your chance to ask any questions that you want. You can throw them in the chat. If you want to join me up on stage, I will pull you up on stage and we can review anything. If you want to look at your website or anything you want me to look at, or we can just hang out. So let me know. Let's get into it. I feel like you probably know who I am if you're here, but in case you don't, hi, I'm Lindsay. My company is The Radical Connector, and I'm a visibility and sales strategist. Everything I do is through a consent-based lens. So how do we approach marketing, sales, visibility from an ethical perspective, ditching manipulation and coercion and all these icky sell at any cost tactics that a lot of us are taught or subjected to? How do we remove that and center our customers' needs, our clients' needs, and co-create that sales journey together? Whether you do direct sales, like doing a sales call, or you do it all through funnels and automations, there's a way to find consent through all of that and a way to check in on where we might be using manipulative tactics and how we can neutralize those. So this is what I teach. I have been doing this for over 20 years. I'm a massive entrepreneurship nerd, especially when it comes to business development. How do we take an idea and turn it into money and turn that money into awesomeness in the world and in our lives? Super nerd for that. And service-based entrepreneurship is really my bag. I love taking a skill set, a passion, a purpose, and monetizing that in a way that's appropriate, not a way through capitalism where we have to monetize everything, but in how you can specifically build a business based on your own brilliance and then turn that into something really cool. So that is where I get nerdy. Welcome today. I'd love to hear who's on because I can only see a count. I can't see who's here. So give me a shout out in the comments. Who are you? Who's here today? And who has some questions? Let's get into it. Also, I'm not going to lie. I have had a very busy morning of back-to-backs because of course I'm taking off for the summer, so I'm trying to squeeze everybody in, and my breakfast is sitting here and I had a half of it and I may eat as we do our session. But what else is new? If you've ever been to my group stuff or worked one-on-one, I'm always eating in our sessions, and I encourage you to do the same. Tiff, what's up? Speaking of, I had an orange for our session this morning that I was going to eat, and then I didn't eat it, and so I'm going to probably eat it right now. And one of the questions I didn't get to ask you because I had to jump into that other meeting, which is, how do you feel? Tell me in the comments, how do you feel after our session today? I love asking that question and hearing how you feel. You ate your kids' leftovers. Perfect. I know I have like my breakfast here, so I may pick at it. Kyla, how are you? My heart, how are you? How have you been? I've been sending a few folks your way. I don't know if anyone's reached out where I'm like, you just need to connect with Kyla. You just need to connect with Kyla. And I always just tell them, just drop my name. Just say Lindsay sent you. It's Mara, right? Mara, I know I asked before and now I've forgotten. Welcome. Hello. How are you? Tiff, I feel super excited to have someone giving me homework. I sent out an email this morning that was just letting you all know about my Hot Mess Summer Sale because it expires next week. And I was sort of like, here's a list of reasons you might want to buy this summer sale. And one of the things I missed, which I should have put on there, which is you just need someone to tell you what to do. Right? Because how often do we just have someone, wish we could have someone just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And that's something that I do. And I've had to make peace with because I like to I like to help you all think through the right answer. Let's hit pause. And Tiff, we talked about that this morning. Don't just rush into finding the solution. Let's hit pause. Let's think about this strategically. Let's think about this in a way that makes sense before we kind of like dive into action. And so I love to teach people how to think that way. And that is still something we do. But I've also had to make peace with the fact that sometimes I do just have to tell you what to do, because then it's doing a disservice to not, if I know the right thing and you don't know it, I don't want to leave you kind of like it's like a worm on the hook. I don't know. Like I just picture a worm on the hook. I don't want to leave you out there flapping on the hook. I want to be like, okay, let me just tell you what to do. Mara, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Hit me with those questions, friends. Yeah, someone to wrangle the ADHD brain. Honestly, how amazing is it just to sit and have me write all the notes, right, as you're going? Okay, great. Let me take all the chaos and organize it for you, right? That's where my brain is happiest. But I also get people to help me do that for my brain as well, right? Yeah, it's like therapy. 100%, right? All right, friends, hit me with your questions. Let's get into some questions. I am also happy to throw some topics out there. One of the ones I was thinking about earlier while I was making my breakfast that I didn't eat is lead magnets. I thought we could talk about that today. I need help knowing which KPIs to track and landing pages, etc. Amazing. Okay, so Mara, do you want to join me on stage and we can talk about that together for the benefit of everybody watching? And that's an invite for everybody. You can post your questions and then I will bring you up on stage and we can go through it. If you would like to join me on stage, I've just put the link into the chat there. So you can click on that and it will pull you up with me. And then for everyone else that doesn't know what KPIs are, it's, what is it? Key, oh my God, what's the word? Key something indicators. Performance. There we go. Key performance indicators. And what that means is basically you want to know, you want to set some goals for the things that you're doing, like a landing page. Okay, how many more? I'm going to bring you on while I keep talking. Hi, I'm going to keep talking for a second. So you are going to say, okay, here's a landing page and I have a goal to send this many people and I want a conversion percentage of this. Hang on, I just got to close my window. So, oh, those garbage trucks are so loud. So what that means is a conversion rate is, let's say I've had 10 people land on my page and I've had 2 people actually sign up or make a purchase. Okay. That is what is that? 2%, right? A 2% conversion rate, 20% conversion rate. I know math. So that's what we want to look at. We want to go, okay, what are our goals? And then what should we be tracking to make sure we're tracking the right things? Mara, can you hear me okay?
There was a delay.
Do you have your YouTube open still?
Oh, that's why.
Just either close it or just mute it.
Yes, I think that helped. Awesome.
Perfect. Amazing. Amazing. Oh God, that would be torture. Okay, so let's talk about KPIs and your landing pages. Hit me with it. Give me some context.
So I understand the general principle, and I find that whenever you look for advice on marketing, they tell you to track that. And then I really struggle to understand where do I look. And I understand that like every person's software stuff is different and, but it would help me to maybe get a more in-depth understanding of how I can come up with it myself. But so I have a lot of stuff out there. I have a million lead magnets out there and I have, an email list and I have everything, right? That they tell you to do. But I don't actually know what converts. I don't know. So I know about Bitly, and last time you recommended, do a Bitly and then you can track that. But I don't even know where to start. Like what matters and where do I put my energy or where to start? Maybe just where do I start?
I was going to say, let's start with that question. Yeah.
Doing that. Yeah.
Because I want to set the tone first of all, because how much revenue do you generate every month?
Around 10K.
Okay, so amazing. So you're generating enough, because there's a lot of times where newer entrepreneurs are starting to get into these really in-depth marketing strategies and tracking KPIs and XYZ, and they're making $100 a month. You know what I mean? And so that's way too advanced. You don't need that. But at this point, if you're generating 10K a month consistently, okay, then we want to start knowing what's working. And remind me, what is it that you sell?
So I provide basically continuing education for Pilates teachers over the internet. So it's a membership.
Mm-hmm.
It's a low price membership I have 5 different tiers between $15 and $45 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what typically works? What is your stranger to customer journey? What does that look like typically? How does someone discover you and then convert to a customer? What's that journey?
I hope I'm understanding this right, because I mean, I generally understand the concept, but so basically how I'm thinking, I have a Facebook group of 11,000 people. So people who are on Facebook, it pops up for them and they
join.
Yeah. It was fairly easy to grow that to a significant amount. Then I'm putting, blogs. I have a huge blog, and I do show up on SEO on Google on the first page for a lot of the keywords. So that's another way how people might find me. And then they get to my blog. Then I have an email sign up button there, and lead magnets, plenty of lead magnets. So people give me their email address and they come onto my email. And then I have and I send a weekly email, with various. I'm also a member of Liz Wilcox's.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, it's a combination of sales and motivation and this and that, and establishing expertise. And then, hopefully they'll sign up. And that's where I'm at. Like, that's sort of the flow. Whether they sign up or not, I don't know.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like it's very much you're counting on algorithms and SEO to get you in front of people. So it's not so much active as it is passive, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just fine. That's just, but that's something we can explore next time. Like, there's definitely active things you can be doing to be more proactive and getting in front of people, but it's passive. It's SEO content and it's Facebook recommending your page to people or your group to people. And then how are you getting them to so they're signing up for a lead magnet, getting on your email list, and then you're using the email to sell them into your membership.
Correct.
Okay. But you're not sure which ones are actually converting.
You mean which emails?
Which emails and which lead magnets?
I guess so.
Okay. So because here's how the stranger to customer journey works. Awareness. We have to get in front of the right people, let them know we exist, right? Then we do that first conversion, get into my email list, right? And then that second conversion, email list into a purchase, right? Like email to a purchase.
I guess where I'm sometimes get hung up is like, for my own behavior, like I found your membership. I heard you on the
Neurodiverse Entrepreneur Summit.
Your panel thing. I was like blown away. I was like, Lindsay knows totally what she's talking about. It was phenomenal. Yeah. I went on your website and I signed up. I mean, there's no question. Like, there is no journey, right? So that's what.
Well, hang on, wait. Hang on. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Can we break that down? There was a journey. That is called active business development, active visibility. I applied, right? Somebody else had sent me Claire's thing last year, but I missed it. So I was on the wait list. Then I applied. Then I got in and I showed up, right? Visibility. I got in front of
that you speak about, right?
What was that?
It's the public speaking that you talk
That's exactly it. That's the public speaking. RGA number 2, public speaking, revenue generating activity for folks that don't know my verbiage. So I showed up strategically in front of the people who I knew were the people I could help, my audience, right? Showed up. And then I had a very clear, here's what I'm talking about. Here's the call to action. Go do this thing, sign up if it's right for you. So it was a very clear journey because I know what works, who to get in front of, what to say, what that journey should look like. And that's really what we're talking about here. It's you just need to learn your journey. What is the journey that people take? So
basically it's just condensed in a short time because it happened within 24 hours for me. There was no, I didn't consider that a journey.
But it is a journey. There's still step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, right? It's just that, let's say it's blogging, for example, that'll be a longer journey because they'll find you and there might be more trust has to happen, right? Before they convert into a new customer, right? But are they at least converting onto your email list? And then are they opening those emails? So if we talk about this from a KPI perspective, what we want to do, first of all, is we want to look at all of our lead magnets that we have out there and get very clear, where are they? Like, where are they? Where do these lead magnets exist? Where is that entry point? Okay. And then just so that we know, so we can
find it.
Exactly. Is this one on LinkedIn? Is this one on Instagram? Is this one in an email signature? Where do they exist? Right. And then what I want to see is I want to see a couple things. I want to see which ones are converting the most to get an idea, sort of a baseline of which ones are the most popular. But here's where that might be actually not true. It's not even that it might be most popular. It's the one that's marketed the best. It's the one where your language is hitting on what people need to read, right? Sure. So if there are lead magnets that you've got out there that are not converting, no one's signing up, no one's opening them, no one's using them, put it away. Honestly, turn it into a low ticket product. Throw a $7 price tag on it and make it something you sell in your own library on your website, okay? And so I want you to try to stick to just maybe 1 or 2 max lead magnets.
Yeah.
The reason for that, and for lead magnet, for folks who don't know, is just that really cool freebie that you give people in exchange for getting on your website. And just bear with me for 1 second, Mara, while I explain this. Your lead magnet, I want it to be a miniature experience of what it's like to either work with you or be a part of your community. I want there to be, the questions I always get people to think about is, what is the first aha people have when they enter my world? So for example, one of the first ahas people have is relief. For me, because they realize they can ditch 80% of what they've been doing. And there's just this huge sense of relief, right? Then the next aha is, oh, that's what I do to get customers. Oh, okay, right? And so I think, all right, how can I replicate that in some sort of lead magnet? So I want y'all to think about, what is that first aha people have when they are working with you or engaging with you? How can I replicate that? Right? And we want a quick win. We want that aha, that quick win to come in like 10 minutes or less. We want it to be a quick win. A lot of times people spend way too much time on a lead magnet and it's way too complex, and it should be a quick and easy win for people. Okay. So we have this lead magnet. I want you to stick to 1 to 2. And that's the one I want it to be everywhere. And then I want you to continue to refine not the lead magnet itself, but the opt-in page and the way you market it and talk about it until you find that you get that higher conversion, like 40, 50, 60% would be amazing, right? So that means if 10 people land on it, 6 people are signing up. 7 people are signing up. Because again, if people are coming to that opt-in page for the lead magnet, that top of funnel, that first conversion we want someone to make, right? If they're coming to the page, but they're not signing up, that's telling us a few things. Number 1, it could be the wrong people. We're getting in front of the wrong people, and that's why they're not signing up, because they're not really interested. It's not really for them. It could be that we are not marketing it accurately. We're not talking about it in a way that is relatable and compelling and get someone to go, oh, I need this. I want this, right? So those are the 2 things I'd want to check out right there, the wrong person and then wrong marketing messaging. So once we get that first conversion, and once we start sort of tracking that, it's going to give you those KPIs. In a KPI is who's clicking and are they converting? Like, those are the 2 things. How many visitors am I getting every month, and what's my conversion percentage? So those are the first KPIs that you want to check for that, right? Then the next conversion, hopefully, there's multiple conversions. The next conversion might be they're on my email list and they sign up for a free workshop or free event I'm hosting. Maybe that's the next conversion, right? So it's going to be the same thing. What do my emails say? What is the subject line? What is the copy, let's say? What are the calls to action that are getting them to sign up? And again, if people are not opening the emails, we know we have a problem with one of 2 things. The wrong people are on the email list, or the subject lines need some work. Okay. If they're opening the email, but they're not clicking, then we're looking at, okay, again, it could potentially be wrong person, but it could also be wrong problem. We're not offering things that they care about, that they want, that they need, right? Or wrong marketing. We're not talking about it in a way that is relatable. A lot of times what people do, entrepreneurs do, and when it comes to their marketing and their copywriting, is this thing called burying the lead. They talk around what they're trying to say, and they bury the benefit. They bury why this is important or needed or necessary. They bury it completely, right? So people will read a bunch of copy and be like, I don't get what this is, right? So I always get people to really read that and go, okay, is this clear? Am I expecting them to be in my brain right now, or is this clear, right? The other thing we typically do, and I know I'm kind of preaching at you right now. Are you with me still? We're okay? Amazing. The other thing that we typically do is we sound like a marketer, right? We get really like stiff and performative in our emails and make it like it's like we put all this pressure to get a conversion, to get a sale. And so it puts us into this weird marketing kind of space. And so what I always advise people to do if you're new to email marketing is write the email and then sleep on it. Get up the next day and say, if I said this to my friend, would they be like, why are you talking like this? That's a sign we are no longer talking to our email list as our community members, as our friends and family. We're now talking to them like a $sign and like to be a billboard, right? So like, let's bring that email into this space of, I'm just talking to friends here. This is my community, right? And so if we're at that space of we're talking about the right things, our tone is on point. Or you want people to reply to these emails going, I needed to hear this, or I can really feel you in this email, or like we want to see that. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, can I interrupt you for a second? Because
yes,
so I feel fairly good about what you're describing, and that I'm in a fairly good place. I think the biggest thing for me that I'm taking away already from this is I have way too many emails, and then I get exhausted. I don't feel like tracking them because that's so boring. So if I really do more quality over quantity and choose my one main lead magnet that I already have, and that's working, I know that's working. And if I continue to improve that, maybe expand that, so you really have this like, oh my God, I'm blown away how much I get. Like your freebies, like I'm so glad I have a chance to tell you this, but I apologize. I don't know which of the freebies it was, but it was something. And he was like, I can't believe this is not like a $500 product and it's all for free. It's insane. So
I'm gonna put some of my freebies into the chat right now, folks.
Please
but this is what you want. This is what you want. You want someone who opens your freebie and goes, I can't believe you're giving me that for free.
And so there's immediate trust, and there's immediate, like, this is a go-giver mentality, right?
And how much do you trust that I know my stuff?
Right.
And there's this weird thing. I want to come back to emails in just a second, but there's this weird thing. Because Mara, I'm kind of talking to you and kind of talking to the newbie as well. So I know you know some of this, but there's this thing that we get to with our freebies where we think, well, I don't want to give away too much because then people won't pay me.
I've been there.
Super common. But I want you to understand that somebody is either going to pay you or not pay you. They're going to either work with you or not. They're going to buy your stuff or not. How much you give away really doesn't matter. I will tell you, the way that giving away too much matters is in the way we overcomplicate and confuse our audience, such as having 30 lead magnets. That's an example of giving away too much. But in these lead magnets or these free workshops or just whatever it is that you're doing, right? By giving away a lot, right, it helps people go, this person really knows their stuff. It builds that trust that you know what you're doing and you can help them get to where they want to go.
So it's going deeper instead of wider.
Exactly. Yes. Always. Yeah. Always vertically. Yeah. Not there's this thing that we talk about called the horizontal spread or horizontal scale, which is instead of going deeper and higher into what is working, we just keep adding on. And so what ends up happening is we're exhausted and spread so thin, but we're not making any more money, but we're working so much more, right? So yeah, just sort of thinking that in verticals. So yes, offer less. Friends, the key to faster growth is to do less every time. Okay. So KPI number one, how many people are coming onto that opt-in page every month, and what's that conversion percentage to get that high? KPI number two, how many people are opening your emails? We want to get you to a 40 to 50% open rate at minimum. Okay. And then how many people are clicking? If we can get you to a 10% click-through rate, CTR, brilliant, right? And that 10% would be based on opens, not on overall followers. So that's the click to open rate, it's called. What were you going to say?
So if people don't click, that's a sign that there's a disconnect between who's on the list and what I'm telling them, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And potentially burying the lead, potentially overcomplicating, over talking, and not getting to the point of what's relatable and relevant to them.
Gotcha. Because that was my other question that I had was like, how do I know, even though I've done a lot of research in my Facebook group and asking people and like trying to really nail down what their problem is, because I think a lot of people who are watching this maybe can relate, is like when you're the professional and you really know your stuff, it gets harder and harder to relate to somebody who has no clue about the subject matter. And it's really hard. As much as we try, it's hard to put yourself into that mindset.
It is. It is. Yeah. I will tell you, when I first started my company 10 years ago, it was a lot easier to relate to newbies than it is now. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that this is a thing. I forgot, because we just get so far removed. Right. And so this is the market research piece. And I want to just talk on this for just a quick second. Market research is not putting out I mean, it is putting out a survey, but it's not just like putting out a survey. Market research comes whenever we do the Neurodiverse Entrepreneur Summit. And the way that I'm getting all that response, I was like, okay, important market research that I got from the Neurodiverse Entrepreneur Summit is that neurodiverse people innately understand what consent-based selling is. Neurotypical people do not. So I often haven't led with consent-based selling. Instead, I'll say ick-free selling, because neurotypicals didn't understand that. And so I assumed everyone didn't. But then I get into the summit and like everyone immediately got it. So that's market research, right? That's like, I just learned something new about my market or a segment of my market. And so understand that market research is happening all the time. The first 5 years in your business is essentially you're getting paid to do market research. So do surveys, sure. Ask people, sure. But also think about what people, I'm just going to put some of these comments up. Think about, and actually, Tiff, this was your homework, wasn't it? Think about how people refer to you. When they're introducing you, how do they talk about you? When they're thanking you, what are they saying? Right? Because that, it's like, yes, we can understand their problems, but what are they thanking you for? That's going to tell you specifically what I need to be including in my marketing. Right? So for example, if I did a survey and I were to say, what do you hope to get out of working with a sales strategist? Probably nobody's going to say relief. Probably nobody. More sales, more money, build my confidence, right? But when I hear people, oh my God, I feel so relieved, that's the real market research right there. And that's why it's also, friends, I just want to tell you all, this is why it's so important to be doing, like, getting up close and personal with our consumer, whether they're a customer or not actively, but there are I call them the perfect potential customer, right? We have to get up and close. We have to be talking to them. We have to be engaging with them in some capacity, right? Because that's where the real good stuff comes from, the real good marketing messaging that we'll use. That makes sense?
In all the surveys that I'm doing or when people respond, I always pay close attention to the wording, the phrase that they use, right? Deepen my understanding, or stuff that I wouldn't use those words, but they do. So then I try and use that in my marketing. So I do.
Yes.
I try my best in doing that.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So just really quickly for folks, I'm just going to wrap us up, but if anybody else has questions, you're welcome to come up on stage with me. Let me know, throw them in the chat. Okay. So we're going to take away a bunch of our lead magnets. Honestly, go see which ones you can turn into some low ticket offers. Start, if you're blogging anyways, throw those low ticket offers in your blogs and start making a little bit extra cash on the side. It'll pay for all your memberships and fees and things. It's great, right? So we're going to simplify. We're going to look for that aha, right? Mm-hmm. And the lead magnet, you can like make it bomb.com. I'm going to quickly grab everybody. I'm going to quickly grab a blog that I wrote a little while ago. And it, hang on. Sorry. Blog. It is a breakdown on why your lead magnet, why 80% of your lead magnet, 80% of people that download your lead magnet will never open it. Okay, it's called Stop Sweating Your Lead Magnet. Focus on these 3 things instead. And it has to do more with your opt-in page, right? Your email welcome sequence and your ongoing email marketing content. That's way more important, because 80% of people will download your lead magnet and never open it. And they want to, that's why they downloaded it, but they don't, because we're all busy and we forget. So as important as it is, because there are the 20% that will open it, you're special, Maura, you're in that 20%, but most people won't. It'll just be the strength of the vibes that you're given, strength of your content, strength of your opt-in page. They will get it. Those emails are way more important. Okay. So yes, make your lead magnet amazing, but please understand 80% of people are never going to open it. So it's not as important as you think. So go check out that blog if you haven't already. All right. Questions?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. This was great. Amazing. Thank you so much. You can head back into the audience there. And yes, friends, if you have any other questions, please ask them. If you want to join, you don't have to join me on stage. You can just ask it in the comments. Otherwise, come hang out with me. Let's get into it. Happy to talk about lead magnets. I love talking about lead magnets, email marketing. And I shared one of my lead magnets, but let me get you one of my other ones. Man, fruit in the summer is the friggin' best. Okay, so this lead magnet is my 4 business building basics every entrepreneur needs to know. And I take you through like how to do market research, right? I talk about my fast and free revenue generating activities, how to get in front of people, how to do a sales call, right? So it's all those basic skills that you need to learn. So go do that course if you haven't already as well. It's free to do. All right, who else has questions? Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and get into a topic, but I don't want to start a topic if it's got a question coming through here. Also, I got to open my window back up. I'd have to just close it when the garbage trucks come because it's right there and it's so loud. But whoo, it is so hot. Oh, did you just sign up for the business building basics one? Yeah, it's so good. Petra, I had such a fun call with you the other day. It was so fun to connect. Hang on a second. Also, yes, I'm 100% still wearing my pajama bottoms from today because it's summer, it's Friday, and I'm chill. Oh, sweet. I love it. Okay. All right. While I'm waiting for y'all to submit a question, let's talk about lead magnets. And I actually have a YouTube video that I will share with you right now. Give me a second. I'm going to give you a warning. It's 17 minutes of jam-packed list building and lead magnet content, jam-packed. But I go into like your lead magnet, what your emails should say. To my point earlier about what someone just please tell me what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do in that video. But as I said, yeah, your lead. First of all, everyone tell me here. Just give me a comment in the comments. Give me a shout out. Do you have a lead magnet? Like, do you have one? And how's it working for you? Right? Like I said earlier, we want our lead magnets to be a miniature version of what it's like to work with us or be part of our communities, be part of our programs. And we want to be able to deliver that aha and some sort of action step that people could take in their own lives. If we can do it in 10 minutes or less, amazing. My 4 business building basics is a course. There's 4 or 5 modules. So it's longer than 10 minutes, but you are getting that 10-minute aha or that aha within the first 10 minutes of that video, right? Which is getting people to go, holy crap, and to keep working through the course, right? My sales scripts is another one. That is an easier one. It's just like an ebook where I take you through different sales scripts and I get you to write down your own examples. But same thing, it's very, because it's getting you to shift your mindset from selling is icky and gross to selling can feel really good and can be an act of customer service, right? And so you're getting that aha really quickly, and then you're getting to work. A good lead magnet should not only have an aha moment, but there needs to be an actionable. There needs to be something that people can do, physically do and apply in their lives. That's where the value comes, right? And that's again where that trust. You are good and you can get people moving forward in the direction they want to go in their lives, right? So once you have that lead magnet, and again, one of the things that we typically do in when it comes to like creating a new program or a service or a course or a lead magnet or whatever, is we start with the solution first instead of thinking through what it should be, right? So don't say, I'm going to make an ebook. Say, what is the first aha people have? How can I get them there when I'm not in the room? What makes sense? Right? And is it an ebook? Is it a course? Is it a podcast, right? Or a webinar? Is it a checklist, right? Is it a sequence of emails? I don't know. But it's don't just say, I'm going to create this thing. Go, what is the journey I want to take someone on? And what is the best vehicle for delivering that journey, right? Then you can make the lead magnet. But as I said, the 3 more important things are the opt-in page, And the opt-in page should, oh man, when I tell you the amount of times I go to an opt-in page and I'm like, what is this? First of all, way too much writing. And it doesn't like say who it's for and what it's for and what it does. So we want to make sure that opt-in page is really speaking to the person you want signing up. Let me share my screen here. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Hang on one second. Cancel. Let me bring these all over here to my secondary screen. There we go. Okay, cool. So if I share this now, entire screen, screen 2, perfect. So for example, lovely. For example, on my for business building basics, right? I mean, right away, I've got some sort of hook, some sort of call out. Do you feel invisible to your perfect customers? Right? And so I'm already talking on the problem. I'm already touching on the problem that a lot of entrepreneurs are feeling. So I say you've got an incredible program, product, or service to sell, but no one is buying, or at least not enough people. I'm really touching on the problem that people are struggling with that I specifically solve, right? Then I give them a little bit of a story here. You feel like you're putting yourself out there, doing all the right things, but it seems like no one gets you or understand how you can change their lives. Or even more annoyingly, people love what you do, but they're just not buying. Are you starting to get the feeling you're trying to convince the wrong people instead of attracting the right people? I got you. Okay. So I'm really letting folks know, like, if you see yourself in this, this is for you. And if you don't see yourself in this, this is not for you. Right. Then I say what it is, a free course for business building basics. Every entrepreneur needs to know. I tell them a little bit about what they get inside of it. I get them to sign up, and there we go, right? So when you're actually, let me show you this one. This one, oh, this looks weird. That looks really weird. I might have to go in and fix that. I don't know why that looks so weird. Hang on, is it because I think it's, okay. Remember that your websites are going to look different on everybody else's computer, on everyone's computer screen, so don't sweat it, okay? So I say, get my ick free sales script. So I'm already starting strong with an action, right? Call to action. Never panic or climb up again when it's time to talk sales. I take them through what they get and sign up. So this is a much simpler opt-in, right? But the point here is that we are including some sort of image of what they're getting, right? We're letting them know what's in it, what they're going to get when they buy it, or sign up for it. And then we're calling out the problem or the solution, the thing that they want. In this case, I'm talking about feeling invisible. Nobody's buying. And this time I'm talking about don't panic or clam up when it's time to talk sales, right? And I talk about the ick free sales scripts, right? So really be thinking about, am I clearly communicating who this is for, what they're going to get, the problem I'm solving, or am I burying the lead? And in fact, if anybody wants me to look at their opt-in page, I will do that. You can just share it in the chat and I'll have a quick look. I'd love to audit your pages here. Okay. So once you get this, right, there's a couple, I don't know how deep I want it. Should I go deep? I can go deep. We could talk tripwires. Should we talk tripwires? I'm going to show you what happens. I'm going to show you what a tripwire is, okay? All right, so they get the scripts. This is going to take them to a tripwire page, right? And you maybe have seen this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not the master of tripwire pages. I'm playing with it. Find the tripwire page. Okay, keep going. Amazing, Petra, I will. Sorry, I was going to call you PK. One of my friends, her name is PK, but she used to go by Petra. So now automatically, whenever my brain wants to say, it changes it to PK. So if I ever call you PK, that's why I got to revert it back. So I'm not saying that I am the master of this. There's different types of tripwire pages. Again, we talked about with Mara, the KPIs. What I'm going to start tracking is how many people are landing on this page, how many people are making a purchase. Okay. Then I want to see, okay, what can I potentially tweak to make that better, right? So this is a woohoo, you're in, go check your email. But before you go, have you heard of my membership, right? It takes them through what's inside the membership. And then if they want to make a purchase, they can make a purchase, right? So this is an example of a tripwire, but I forget what this one is. Let me see what happens on this one. Oh, it takes you to the same page. Lovely. Okay. So sometimes it does that. Sometimes it'll just show up with a little, a little message. Thank you. Go check your email, whatever. Right. And then what happens is, and I might see if I can get the emails for you. But what happens is then you're going to get that email sequence. The first one's going to be an email of thank you so much. Click here to get the freebie, right? And so I think, hang on, let me think if I can remember the name. Is it day one? I don't know if I can remember, or maybe it's get started. Hang on, let me see if I can remember. There, I think it's get started. Okay. So then when they click that link, it takes them here. There's a little intro, they download the workbook, and then I take them through my whole course. It's all right here, right? I used to deliver this as a 5-day drip, one at a time. But what I was realizing is if I do a 5-day, and if this is complex, I'll repeat it. So you let me know. If I was doing a 5-day drip, that meant that every email in those 5 days had to focus on dripping out the content, which meant that I couldn't spend that time talking about me and my story and who I work with and why and what I get up to and different ways that you can join my community and hang out with me. It meant that my emails had to stay focused on the course instead of the other things I wanted to focus on, right? Which was building that know, like, trust through specific emails that are like, follow me on Instagram. Here's my story. Sign up for my $9 membership. I couldn't do all that because I was delivering the course. Does that make sense? So instead, what I did is I was like, let me just do this as one thing. And then that saves my email sequence to talk about those other things. I'm not sending an email every day about the course. It was more about other stuff, right? Let me know if that makes sense. And this one here, don't mind my weird, awkward face. How I look like I'm meditating. How to build your email list in 5 super simple steps. That's the link that I just shared. I'll share it again here. This is where I take you through what your emails should say, right? What your emails should say. And so that's something to consider if you're going to do a course. You have to remember that those emails are going to be spent delivering the course, not saying things like, hey, if we haven't met yet, I'm Lindsay, this is what I'm all about. Or, hey, did you know I have a Facebook group and we meet every month for co-working? Come join us, right? I can't say all that if I'm delivering the course. So does that make sense? Yeah? Give me like a thumbs up. Whoops, I almost kicked something over. So that's what's going to happen. So we have the first step is that opt-in page, right? Then this next step is getting that email sequence that you deliver the cool opt-in, the cool freebie. You have this welcome sequence where I generally recommend, it makes sense. Awesome, Petra, thank you. I generally recommend not selling in the welcome sequence. For the $9 membership, I might talk about it a little bit, like, hey, if you want to join, come join, because it's a low ticket, $9, right? It's not like a super, but the welcome sequence is generally, that's where you're building the know, like, trust, right? People do business with people they know, like, trust. And so you want to build the know. You want to talk about you and some of your, what you do for your business, sure, but also who you are as a person, right? You want to share more bonus resources to continue to build trust, right? Because the trust is that you know what you're doing, right? You want to invite them to other community hangs that you might host or ways that they can engage with you, right? This is that opportunity to begin to build that relationship. This is also an opportunity where you want to start getting some replies and click-throughs. So you're saying reply and tell me this, right? Because we want to have people replying to us, or click here and get this, or click here to tell me this. We want that because what that's doing is that's building a relationship between your email provider and your subscriber's email provider. So think of it as you're building a relationship with a subscriber, but you want your email providers also building a relationship, because that's how you end up in the inbox, not the spam, okay? And so we want to start getting people to click on things and reply and start to get to know people, right? I love when you guys reply to my emails. I love them so much. I know it's going to take me a day or two to get back to you if I'm really busy, but I love it. I love when you tell me about your businesses. I love when you ask me questions. I love when you tell me your why. That's what you want. You want to start building that relationship. I'm going to go into part 3 in just a second. Kyla, what happens if you think your newsletters have been in people's junk folder? Gmail can be funky, so I don't think my emails are being seen. And Kyla, I know, let me know if you want to come on screen too. I'll share the link with you. I know that your emails are also super image heavy. That could potentially be why. What helps you not end up in the spam is people engaging with your emails, right? Clicking and replying. Right? And opening. So it's hard because you are an artist. You are a visual-based business. And so one of the things you could try is less images, more text. The other thing is getting some quick clicks and quick replies. So when somebody first joins your list, in those first couple of emails, be having people, like, I love doing a voting, like, which one are you, right? For example, even when people sign up for I think it's when they sign up for the $9 membership, I think email 2 or 3 is like, which one are you? Are you the person? I'm going to add you while I keep talking here, Kyla. Hi. Oh my gosh, your hair's getting so long. Anyways, there's people who, I always say there's people who sign up for memberships and they want to go all in, but they don't touch it for months. And then there's people who go in and like consume everything on the first day. Which one are you? And it's just a quick vote. Yes, I'm A or I'm B, right? We want to get that quick click. So like gives people something fun to vote on to get those clicks. It starts to build the trust between our email providers. I just want to finish my thought. Kyla, what's up? Happy summer. How you doing? How's the knee?
It's fine. I have my surgery coming up September 26th. So I'm really just trying to push away from my business to be completely passive so that I can not have to work during recovery, which is really hard because I've never been able to like find a lot of passive income off of my art. I know that there's evergreen products and stuff like that, but like I have stacks and stacks and stacks of art, and I know people want it. It's a matter of finding the people. And I made my first website sale in 8 months the other week, which was like really good. But I'm like, why did it take 8 months? And 8 months ago, I had a 40% off painting sale for 3 days. So it's like, I don't want to have to keep like
selling or doing sales.
Getting half of what I'm supposed to get for my art, So yeah, my emails, my last one I sent out, I know that I sent it out on the Friday, and that was probably, I just wanted to send it out before I left town. It was a whole thing. Mm-hmm. But I have 157 email subscribers and only 36 people opened the email. And it was like a really good email. I was like, I'm starting to like talk about more about the relationships I'm building and stuff like that. Like it's becoming more personal.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't think it's a matter of them not wanting to open the email. I only send one once a month.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to people's spam. And I know it's that because Gmail made a warning for me when I like a few months ago, and they were like, if you don't like pay extra $20 to switch it to a not Gmail, it's Squarespace. It's weird. I don't know, but they gave me a warning and I ignored it. And then now less people are opening my emails. So,
okay. Have you set up all your like DMARC stuff and all that with all the new laws?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. So there was a big shift in email marketing where we had to go and do all these like verification processes and do all these setups they're cracking down on spam emails and like scams. And so if you didn't go do all that or pay someone to do it for you, that could also be why you're ending up in the spam folder and getting these warnings. Her name is oh gosh, who is it? Hang on, give me a second. What is her name? Oh, for heaven's sakes, I can't remember her name. Anyways, there's somebody that I'll recommend. But even if you just like, so DMARC support Canada. Let's just see if you can. There's people who are. That did not help me. Okay. Her company is, I can't think of it. It's literally, I'm in summer brain mode. I'm drawing a blank. I will find the person, Kyla, and I will send it to you. They do it. But also, are you in the WhatsApp group?
Is that, which one?
The like the, what's it called? Sorry, friends. This is a very specific Q&A. So bear with me here. It is called, and I'll add you if not. This is for Canadians. If you're a Canadian and have a business and you want to be added to these lists, please let me know, these WhatsApp groups. So it's called Supporting Women in Business.
Oh yeah, I'm in the East End, the West End.
Yeah, the East. Yeah.
I think I was getting too many notifications, so I may have muted it. It was a little overwhelming for me.
It is. There's I have like 200 notifications. I haven't even looked. I know. It's fine. Just go into that group and go into either the East or the West and just say, hey, I never did get my DMARC and all that stuff set up with my email. Who can help me? Okay. And then get someone to help you with that. So that's the first thing. You might literally be not compliant right now in your emails. Okay. The other thing is, I don't know how you feel about this, but I know that people are always complaining to me about Squarespace as an email program. Have we talked about MailerLite before?
No. And the thing is, I'm on Squarespace because I have a Squarespace website, and it makes it easier in the end. And I think whenever there's a really big task, that's probably the ADHD of like having to do something completely different. Even if I like start to do it, I'll never finish.
Okay.
So like I'm trying to fix that. Maybe when I'm recovering, I'll have more time to be able to sit and do that. But
well, you know what? And if you come to our next co-working session, it'll be in September, because we're done for the summer now. Come to that, and when I say, what's everybody working on? You can say moving to MailerLite, because it's actually really simple. It's just the sitting and doing it. And then if you do it while I'm there, I can help you. I can answer your questions. Okay. Because even though it's simpler to use a Squarespace email, if the deliverability isn't there, right, then it doesn't really matter. And the reason I switched to MailerLite is I used to be on Kajabi, and the reason I switched to MailerLite was because the deliverability. I was doing all my research, and they are consistently top 1 or top 2 in all the like deliverability rankings. So they're good. So, and it's really so easy. It's really so easy to switch over. And so in terms of your current deliverability, I would say attempt to use less imagery, more words. See if we can get some quick clicks. So give things people to not to purchase, but like vote on it here, or learn this thing here, or whatever, right? Like something that is going to make people click. It's because that's what builds the relationship, so you're less likely to end up in the spam, right? Get that DMARC thing set up. I was hoping the name would come to me. I was going to try to surprise my brain, but it didn't come to me. And then
it's so hard not to use images as an artist, because it's like,
well, I know.
How do you talk about the visual thing without the visual thing?
I know. So it's like you can use one image, but it's so hard because it is the whole thing. And so I don't know, Kylie, because here's the thing, because there are a lot of artists that use it, but you then just have to trust that you're going to end up in the spam, and people are going to check their spam, or they're going to end up in this promo and they're going to check their promo. Because that, like all the artists I follow, they go into my promotional folder automatically. They just do. That's just because it's all imagery, right? But I'm keeping an eye because I want to see their stuff, right? So I don't know.
Would it make more sense? What I used to do is I used to go into Canva and make little mini collages of like types of things that would happen. So then instead of having like 5 different images, it would have one image of 5. Is that better ultimately to do?
Well, I want you to try. I want you to try, because I want you to see what happens if you reduce your images. Okay. And the thing is that like even if you had a monthly, we can call it a blog, where all those images and all those updates exist, and you just send out an email with a collage version and click here to go see all the new stuff.
Yeah, right. It always clips my emails on the desktop, and I don't know if that's why it does that, but my emails are very long.
Because it's so long. Yeah. So I feel like that's a strategy I want you to try. So what you would normally put in an email, create as a blog that goes on your website, and then make a very condensed, shortened version in your email, and get people to click over to see it. Because again, it's sort of the principle of the people that want to see it are going to click, and the people that don't want to see it aren't going to click. So whether it's on a blog or an email, what's the difference? And if we can get an increase in your deliverability and your open rates and click-through rates, amazing.
Cool. Yeah, because I think do you think I could like copy and paste old newsletters and like put it in a blog? Do you think that's possible?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I shall try that.
Absolutely. Heck yeah. And then also, if you want to next level it, you can then think about, maybe I'll add some specific like intentional keywords into these blogs, and let's see if I can start showing up on Google with these blogs.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, because I always get upset. I work so hard on the newsletter. I'm like nobody sees it, and the people who do see it, they're usually just like, I guess like, I mean, the email list did work. Someone was on my email list for a full year, and then came to an art show in June, and then bought a few originals, and nobody else bought my art that weekend. And so this person made my booth fee.
Yeah.
But it took a full year of being on my email list. So it's like, it's crazy when it's like, it's not like a usable product, it's, whenever they feel ready.
It is, right? It is. And I mean, people might be looking at and this is, okay, so many things in what you just said. Number one, the importance of showing up consistently, because the buying journey for you is a long journey. And so it's that showing up consistently until people are ready, right? The other thing is that, yeah, like, I forget what the other thing was. It's okay. It's gone. But I want to talk this idea of passive, right? Because it kind of goes with this as well, right? So we have a saying in the business world, passive income is anything but passive. There's no such thing as passive income. There's just income you make where you don't directly trade time for money, but you still have to promote and market and sell it, right? And it's pretty hard to have passive income with a list of 157, not 10,000. Right. So we have to understand that, right? Also, passive income as art, yes, that could technically be considered passive because you have all these things to sell. But if you don't have a giant list, because as you can see, it's a longer buying journey, what you need to be focused on is building the list, right? Showing up, right? To get the art sold. So if we were to look at a passive, I know we've talked about this before, that might look more like along the lines of where you're supporting other artists, right? Or doing that might look more so where you want to go. Like maybe you have a course for beginner artists who are just starting out in their business, right? Or your printables, right, are a bit of a passive, right? Go on to Pinterest, make a whole bunch of pins, start selling through Pinterest, right? You know, that's something you can be doing while you're recovering, is just making pins and then sending those pins back to the blog. And then, you know, you can be selling stuff on there. And in fact, honestly, Kayla, that might be something that Kyla, that might be something that you want to be focusing on is Pinterest. Like, use Pinterest, get on Pinterest.
Yeah. I think I made one Pinterest post when someone suggested I do Pinterest, that I didn't know what to do from there.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to like make it so people actually saw it. I mean, I put the keywords and stuff, but like, you know, you can put all the keywords you want, but like if people don't, you know, I guess I have to do it a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't. Come on, friends. You can't do something once and be like, "Where's all the business?"
Oh, no, I did not follow up with it. I think I did it once, and it took a long time to make the post. And then I was like, "Do I really want to do that again?" And then I forgot about the existence of Pinterest.
Yes, so. Pinterest. Okay, so again, this is such a like we're just busting myths left, right, and center right now, Kyla, because nothing is one and done. Nothing is simple. Everything takes work, but you will get faster at it, right? Give me a second, because I want to find, there's a Pinterest person who I just started following. I found her through something else. Well, I think I found her through Liz's email marketing membership. But she's like the Pinterest person. And so go watch her videos. But there's lots of videos on YouTube around Pinterest. I literally don't remember this person's name at all. What is her name? I follow so many people on YouTube. Give me a second. Let me find it.
Yeah. I think the hard part for me, though, was like the shift of like starting the year, wanting to do more performative versions of my art. And then now with the ACL tear, it's like I kind of had to reroute everything. So like this summer and everything, it's been good with the face painting and the live painting and whatever. But like that's going to have to halt very soon. So I'm sort of like mentally and businessly preparing myself for
it is. That was a blow. By the way, congratulations on winning the I forget what it's called. What's it called? The
art battle.
Art battle. Thank you. That we've all been talking about you in the community. We've all been like nerding out.
Tell everyone I said hi. I'm like I'm overbooking myself in a very good way, but lots of working on community building specifically. So.
I love it. Oh, was this hit here? Oh, I can't find it. Okay, I'll have to go in after and find it. I'll share it in the Facebook group too, and I can email you directly. I follow way too many people, and I cannot remember her name for the life of me. But I will find it and I will send it to you. And in the meantime, just go find YouTube videos on Pinterest and say, okay, because I'm trying to think of like, what can you do while you're healing, right? And so go start pinning. pin those to the blog. Let the blogs be this month. Here's what I'm selling. Here's what I'm excited about. Here's where you can find me. Right. And so you can be in that blog, you can be selling the lower ticket, the printables and things like that. Right. I know the ornaments are done, but things like the ornaments. Right. And then, also the bigger pieces, and then really be thinking, okay, let's use Pinterest and let's use the blogging and let's use, showing up on social. Make sure you're in your stories where you're constantly sharing things for people to join your email list in your stories and things, right? So just be thinking, if you've got some public speaking in you, even if it's podcasts and lives and things like that, just really be thinking, okay, how am I using these tools to get people on the email list? It's just email list, right? So be showing up in all these places. And then if we have the blog version, really using the email list, think of the email list not so much as selling art as continuing to build relationships with your subscribers, with your audience, and then directing them to that blog with here's what's up for this month. But really thinking, okay, how am I storytelling? How am I talking about my journey as an artist? How am I talking about when I tore my ACL and how that's messing up whatever? How am I sharing my top 3 lessons that I learned in the art battle, right? Like just think of it more about the email is you talking to your audience, but you're redirecting them to that blog where they can make a purchase, right? So instead of selling in the email, we're selling to the blog. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also was thinking about teaching/coaching speed painting. So that's something that is brewing, not full-fledged, but we'll see. Just because it's very fun. So.
All right. I love it. So, I mean, again, that's something you can do, right? Like that is teaching, coaching, these kinds of things are things that you can do that it's different audience, but you're good at it. People are reaching out to you for it, right? Like, yeah.
I have a third-party company that's going to do the coaching with me. So, but
Wonderful.
they're still being built. So it's, it is what it is. I appreciate you though. Thank you so much for the help.
You're so welcome.
Going to enter the blog sphere. I'm very excited.
Do that. And then the pinning. I think the pinning would be fun because again, you're visual. So it's like, go,
So the blog is on the website and the pinning is on the Pinterest. And then I link it on the blog into okay, got it.
You got it. You can link it to the blog. You can link it to individual products. You can do all. You can share any URL. So do it to the blog, but also for your printables, just link it right to your printable and sell the printable. Where do you sell those? Is it on through Squarespace?
Yeah, it's all on my shop.
So again, some things you can link directly to it. If you've got a piece of art, link directly to it. So the blog, yes, but you can also link directly to the thing to purchase. So we want a combination of things. Sweet. Nice. All right. Anything else?
I think that is all. I'm excited for this new journey, and yeah, it's weird like switching like what I'm focusing on so often in a year's span, but I'm learning a lot. So I'm grateful for all of it. So.
It is. It's a lot of learning. Before you go, what is if you were to share a lesson learned with everyone watching today, what would it be?
Oh, like which category? Or from like right now?
For you, the learning that you've had over the year, what would you share with people to just inspire?
Don't be so focused on like selling, be more focused on making BFFs, and then they'll buy if they want to. I wouldn't say it's necessarily worked for me, but it's made me feel a lot better about my buying journey of my client. But yeah.
Well, and I was going to say yes, because that's also the strategy I teach, right? Is like, let's take the pressure off to sell. Let's build relationships. But it's like, let's make sure that they're strategic. Okay. Like, let's make sure that we have the relationships we build for ourselves, but let's make sure the professional relationships are also, we're talking to the right people about the right things. Yeah. Right.
Also, I have a new podcast that just came out. It's linked in my site and all that. I have a things that listed podcast, which is like all of the podcasts I've been on. There's about 6 of them, but the most recent one I was on is called the ADHD Artist Podcast.
Nice.
It's the most on brand one I've been on so far, and I think the one I'm most proud of.
Where do I find it?
If you go to my website, it's listed. If you go to my bio site, it's listed. It just says podcasts. So it's on the homepage and it's on my bio site and my Instagram and all my social media. So
wait, no, hang on. I'm on
I can also link it.
Well, you can't share links, but I can.
Okay.
So I'm gonna share. Hang on. Just tell me. I'm confused. Okay.
If you go to bio.site/Kylie Yeager artwork.
Oh,
there, but it's also on my regular website too. So it's there's lots of different ways that you can find it.
Okay, perfect. And then podcasts.
So it's like a Spotify playlist of like all the ones I've been on.
Sweet. Okay, cool. And it's this one right here, the top one?
No, it's the ADHD Artist Podcast. So, it's Kylie Yeager Art Battles Maximalism in Nope Days.
Amazing. All right, I'm sharing with everybody.
Amazing. Thank you.
Y'all can go watch that. Here, while I got you, let me also just share the website as well.
It's also like a really good podcast. Like, go and listen to all the other ones. If you're a creative person and you have ADHD/entrepreneur, like it's all just very beneficial, and I enjoyed listening to all the other ones. So
I love it. And yeah, for all the ADHDers on here, Kyla is an ADHD artist that makes awesome like sensory art, and like Kyla's art is so freaking fantastic.
My current baby.
I know, it's been so fun to hang on. I want to see if I can make you full screen. Can I? I don't think I can.
Well, I don't know. I'm obsessed with this eyeball tongue. I don't know what it is about it, but it just makes me
and it's been so fun to see over the year and a half. I don't even know when we first met. Like, it's just been fun to see the progression of just even your colors. Like, just like it's been really cool.
Yeah. Well, we met a year ago.
Was it a year ago?
Yeah.
Was it this time of year?
Yeah, it was July. So
nice.
Yeah.
Happy 1 year anniversary. Sweet. Okay. All right. I will get you the name of that YouTuber, and you can start learning some Pinterest tips and tricks. And yeah, Pinterest, I will tell you, is a lot of work, but you will get faster at it. And then yeah, it's a really great driver, especially for people that have the visual medium stuff. So yeah. Sweet. Thanks, Kyla. Good luck with your surgery if I don't talk to you.
Thank you.
Well, actually, the surgery is out of your hands. Good luck with the recovery.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll see you soon. Okay.
Bye.
All right, friends. Is anybody else? Oh, I was going to go into step 3. Okay. So we talked about, Kyla, are you good to get off? Or do you want me to help you out?
I'll just close this one. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then come back on the other one. Amazing. So hopefully that was helpful for those watching. Would love to hear if you learned anything from that. Hang on a second. How do I hide this comment? So we talked about the lead magnet and sort of that aha and that journey and the best way to deliver it. And then we talked about that welcome email sequence. And I've got that YouTube that I shared. So watch that YouTube, and that'll take you through some of the emails that you want to make sure you have. And then we want to have the ongoing emails, right? So there's a difference between our welcome sequence, where, as I said, we don't necessarily want to sell. This is trust building. And then we have our ongoing emails, whether you send those weekly, bi-weekly, whatever, monthly, multiple times a week, whatever. Again, when it comes to email marketing, friends, there is no hard and fast rule. There is no do this every time. Okay, I would say the one rule is never include an attachment in your email. That's a rule. Don't ever do that. But otherwise, there's no hard and fast rules, because everybody's audience is different. And they want different things, and they need different things. And so when it comes to email marketing, I really want you to approach it like a science experiment. I don't want to be so zeroed in on subscribes and unsubscribes and da-da-da. Like, really what I want you to see, well, a little bit zeroed in. But when I say zeroed in, I mean, I don't want you to fall apart if people unsubscribe, or fall apart if people don't open or don't purchase or don't convert. Okay. I want you to understand that building a relationship with your subscribers, it's kind of a two-way street. So you've got to put things out there, see what they like, see what they respond to, see what they don't respond to. Right? If I send this many times, my open rates drop, or I get unsubscribes, right? If I send long emails, don't get very many replies, but short emails give me lots of replies, right? So you have to learn what your email subscribers want and like from you. And so in those first, year, you're just testing, you're just trying things out. I remember a couple of years ago, I had hired a marketing company to do some work for me. And I had a great email sequence at a high open rate, high engagement rate, high click-through rate. And then they went in and they changed it because they wanted to do this, that, and the other. And I noticed as soon as they changed it, I started to get unsubscribes, like a lot of unsubscribes immediately. Whereas, but like from new subscribers. So whereas before my new subscribers were opening and staying on and continuing to open, once I used their sequence, my new subscribers would come on and then they would unsubscribe. So I was like, okay, your sequence is not working. I'm going to go back to mine, right? But I can't be attached to that. Yeah, it's a bummer. I wish people would have hung around a little bit longer, but I can't be attached to that. There are billions of people on this planet, okay? So, 100 unsubscribes or 20 unsubscribes or 3 unsubscribes is nothing. There are new people every day coming into this world looking for what you've got, okay? So I want you to think of email list as a bit of a long game, and we are just testing to see what people like. What makes them open, what makes them click, what makes them reply, and what makes them unsubscribe. That's just what we're going for, okay? I remember ages ago, somebody had said, you want to turn your email notifications on for new subscribers, turn it off for unsubscribes. Don't get daily notifications for that, okay? Just go in once a week or once a month, wherever you carve out time to track your analytics, go in and go, okay, what were my subscribes this month? What were my unsubscribes? Go into your emails, open them up. What was my open rate percentage? Which emails were most popular? What were people clicking on? What made people reply? If you are not already a part of my $9 membership, I'm going to get the link for you right now, although I think everyone that's here is. The reason for that is because we go through every month, we have a monthly action planning session, and you get a worksheet where there's space for you to go through those analytics every month and track your most popular social content, SEO content, email content, and sort of track your growth, your numbers and things like that. And then of course we also done on your own for you to collect that information. And then together we make your action plan for the month. We go, okay, what am I selling this month? What is my marketing strategy this month? What is my sales strategy? What am I physically actually doing in my business? So if you're not yet a member, come join us. We're done for the summer, but we'll be back in September for all of that stuff. The other thing I wanted to tell you about really quickly, if you haven't already signed up, is my Back to Business workshop. It's free to attend. This is happening September 5th. Yeah, Thursday, September 5th. As soon as we get back from summer break, at least for those of us here up in Canada, we don't go back until that sort of first week of September. I know a lot of folks in the US and Europe are already back in school. But for us, we don't. We have the month of August as our holiday still. So we'll be doing Back to Business September 5th. And if you want to join, come and join. What we're going to be doing is sort of checking in on how has my growth been so far this year? What were my goals? Am I on track to hitting my goals? Have I, like with Kyla, have I made any major shifts? Have I recalibrated? And what do I want the rest of this year to look like? What does finishing strong look like for me in 2024? And let's make a plan. So come to that if you're free. That's sort of going to take place of the action planning session for August. That's sort of taking place of that. So come and join that. And if you're not in the $9 membership yet, please come and join that. I actually am going to share co-working too, because you heard me reference co-working with Kyla there. That is free for you folks to attend. So come and join that. And we meet on the last Tuesday of the month for a couple hours. So bring your to-do lists, come and hang out with us, get some work done. It is the most focused 2 hours that you will have all month. And then of course, if you are a part of the $9 membership, we have an exclusive Q&A every month. But if you're not part of it, you're welcome to come join this one for free, where I normally just bring some topics to talk about, or I bring guest speakers on to talk. It's more of a fun community hang, but the sort of nitty-gritty Q&As happen inside the $9 membership. That's where we get really up close and personal with all of your business questions. So come and join that if you haven't. So yeah, this is the one that's kind of more chill, but then like the super duper Q&A one is inside the membership. So come join the membership. But the two links I just shared for you are free to attend. I'm going to start wrapping us up unless we have more questions. Do we have more questions? One more last thing I'm going to share. You had no idea. You had no idea about what, Petra? I almost did it again with the PK. You had no idea. What did you have no idea about? Let me grab this other link here. Oh, this was dope. I'm so glad. All right, I'm going to share one more thing with you. This is what I shared earlier. If you are wanting to get into email marketing a lot more intentionally, this is my friend Liz Wilcox, her email marketing membership. I'm a member. I'm also an affiliate. This is an affiliate link. It's also $9 a month, and she sends out a new email template every week. And she's got just a huge archive of email templates. I love them. She makes email marketing so friggin' easy, and she's all about building relationships, right? So PK, you had no idea about the separate Q&A for members. Yes, members have a separate Q&A. So this one I did this month. For the members, like I've kind of combined the IC Free Sales members and the general community members into this one. You can see the attendance today is pretty low. It's because it's summer. Pretty much after this week, I don't do very much because nobody's here. You guys, we're at the beach, we're at the lake, we're camping, we're vacationing. Nobody wants to be behind a computer. As soon as I'm done, well, I got a couple more meetings and I'm going to a games night for a friend's birthday tonight. So this is sort of the last kind of thing. And then we're all going to disperse and we'll come back in September. But yeah, inside the membership, we have our own Q&A, and I'll hang out. I mean, I'll be there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. If you need me, I'll hang out with y'all. Bring your questions and we'll get into it. And I love it because I get to bring you up on stage and we get to like dig into your stuff. And the thing I love with like group learning is like one person has a question, but 20 other people in the room have the same question, right? And so everybody is learning all the time from each other. And like people are asking questions that you wouldn't have thought of asking, right? So brilliant. Okay, is there anything else I want to share with you? I shared Back to Business. Come register for that. I shared the link for the the co-working and the Lindsay and Friends YouTube Live. So sign up for that. If you want more support, join the $9 membership. I send out a weekly, I think most of you are members already. I send out a weekly visibility strategy and sales script every week with a tutorial on like what to do and how to do it. As we started off this call saying, I wish somebody would just tell me what to do. I gotcha. I'm going to tell you what to do and tell you to go do it. Yeah. Oh, I'll share my Facebook group. If you're not part of my Facebook group yet, come and join us. The Facebook group, I keep renaming it different names. I've just been, so the thing is that this group was like, it was hopping. It was hopping. And then the pandemic hit. And I think I just got burned out. I just was like, I just can't, I'm so busy. And I'm sick of being on a screen. And I kind of fell off. It kind of fell off. And I was debating if I should close it or not. And I was like, oh, it's so fun though. And so I've opened it back up and I've got it back going. But I've been playing with the names. I'm like, what? Because it used to be called Rad Connectors and I changed it to all these different names. And I think I'm going to actually put it back to Rad Connectors. I think I'm going to go back to the OG. The OG. We have a really cute logo for it too. So I'm gonna had a little logo made back in the day. I might go back to that. Oh, I knew I had member requests. Now that I'm off, I couldn't find the member requests the other day. Or I'll go in and add all those new members in. Okay, friends. I'm just a babbling brook over here. Anything else before we go? I'd love for you to tell me what you're going to do for the last 3 weeks of this month. What are you going to do? Are you going to play? Are you going to rest? Are you going to go to the beach? Are you going to do some work? I'm going to be doing a hybrid of things. I'm going to spend the first part of my day creating courses. I have been wanting to get these little mini micro courses built forever. Things like, here's my email marketing course. Here's my, podcasting course. Here's my sales course. I don't know. I've been wanting to get these all done forever. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the next few weeks working on those in the day. And then for the first part, and then going out, getting my hike on, getting my lake on, getting my beach on. I'm in Vancouver, right by the beach. I'm a 5-minute walk. So, 5-minute walk from the harbor, 50-minute walk from the big beach. And so I'm just going to be like beaching it up. Mara, working on a deadline for a new product. Yes, get it. What else are you working on, everyone? I'm excited to get these little courses done. I figured it'll take me like 2 days per course. And I think I've got like 15 I want to make. So I'm going to see if I can get them done and get them so we can hit September and they're good to go and you guys can buy them. They're going to be low ticket. You need this thing. Here's the course. Go and buy it. Right. Petra, working on finishing up my website and swimming. Yes. Do you have a pool or do you just go to a local pool? I love swimming. I went to a lake last week with a bunch of friends and It was so fun. Like I don't really like swimming in the ocean. The ocean kind of we have jellyfish and seals and sea lions and lots of whales out here. And like people that go to the depths of the ocean and swim in here with all the whales and things, it just freaks, and the jellyfish freaks me out. But we went to a lake, and so I'm all about that lake life. It was amazing. I was in there all day. It was so beautiful. And it was warm. It was gorgeous. Tiff, I'm gonna work on the homework I gave you, yes, and spend time with the kids before I lose them to school. Yes, get some quality time in. I can't remember. I forget the age now. Is one of them going to university? Did you say that one is 18? I can't remember. Kyla, prepping for September art fairs, curating my first group show, loading up my website with all the art, and then Pinterest and all that. Yeah. I think it'll be interesting, Kyla, to see how that shift goes, and using your email more for relationship building and using the blog as where you sell. I'm really curious how that will go. Local pool, yes. 10 and 15. Okay, so yeah. So you got them for a few more years. Awesome, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Enjoy the heck out of the rest of the summer. I've shared all the links, so go sign up for all the things. I will see you and whatnot a little bit throughout. I got an offline thing. Hopefully I didn't lose my connection. Anyways, I'll be online here and there, but mostly I'm gonna just be like enjoying the sun, taking some work up behind the scenes, and then we're back in September. All right, that's it for me. What does this say? Thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Yes, thank you. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. All right, go enjoy the summer. Go be amazing. I will see you all soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.